is on the precipice of either the mother of all bounces or a really nasty breakdown, and I have no idea which. Technically speaking, though, if this thing gets into the low 150s, you really can't be in it.
Well, Requisite Capital's Bryn Talkington is in it, and she joins us now. So what do we think about that from downtown Josh Brown? This thing's going to move big time one way or the other. I know which way you want it to go. Which way do you think it will go?
So I don't see in the charts a big move up. I don't see a catalyst that would call for that. I think the way you want to think about technical analysis is it's going to show you the path of least resistance. So without any new information, it's a really good guide. And so where I think Josh is spot on, the stock has been trading around 152 as a base and around 178 at a peak. So if it breaks below this and it goes into breaks below that 152 range, the next stop, Scott, is going to be the March lows when it hit around 140. And so I think you would need to see a catalyst to have that happen, or the market in general, break down. So I think he's right, definitely spot on about that 152s. If it breaks that, you really have no man's land until 140. But I don't see that it's going to necessarily just on its own have a big move one way or another just because of what the charts are saying.
No, but it certainly sounds like you're concerned that it could be to the downside. And I'm curious if that in fact does happen, what do you do?
I kind of feel like I'm a tourist in this stock. I bought the stock about 30 points higher, so it was relatively new in the name. But I still question, even though they're estimating to do 26 to 28 billion next quarter, they have 12 billion in cash. If I believe the 2023 earnings, it's trading at 15 times. So it's like, this is a great cash flow company. But what I still struggle with is, at the end of the day, Scott, they're trying to monetize Oculus. And my kids have a pair at home, and every time I put them on, I get vertigo. They're very aware of that, of a lot of demographic has that. And I still feel like it's too early in the game. And so I know they're going to be monetizing WhatsApp, which is really good for their business in India. So I'm a wait and see right now. I'm definitely not going to add to the position. I think Josh is right about looking at the technicals and see what happens here. And we'll see if I'm a tourist or I'm going to be on this ride for a longer time, but the jury's still out right now.
I don't know. I feel like you're making the case to sell it. I'm surprised, too, and I appreciate the honesty from somebody who actually holds the stock. And you really sound like you are moving towards the exit.
Well, you know what I struggle with is there's so many other stocks that are down, right? It's like I own NVIDIA. And so obviously we have some issues with, what the government's going to let them do in and out of China, which is a real issue. But I would rather put, is what I'm thinking through, well, I think NVIDIA longer term has a spectacular runway. I think they'll get through this. So do I want to wait in Facebook or take those funds and add to like an NVIDIA or add to an Apple? I'm not sure yet, but that's just sharing what I'm thinking through as I'm in this trade. So I'm being honest that I'm definitely a tourist, and I'm not sure if I'll be here long term, because I do think it's a fundamental issue that how many investors are going to wait and see if they can monetize Oculus, because the metaverse doesn't exist. Okay, that's Roblox, which I already own that. The metaverse is an idea that's 5 or 10 years out easily.
Okay, thank you, Bryn Talkington. We'll talk to you soon.